These little delicious sandwiches right here are called skirt steak sliders. Look how cheesy that is. Got a little horseradish creamy sauce on it. You know it's good. Let's get to cooking. So I lucked up and found this beautiful skirt steak at my local Kroger. I don't see skirt steak a lot there, but check this dude out. It's thick, nice marbling. I just want to get it over some hot coals today. So we're gonna keep it really simple. I'm just gonna put salt and pepper on it. I've got some coarse salt, some coarse ground black pepper. That's my TX seasoning. I'm just gonna hit this steak really good with it. Good dose. I want a nice crunch on the outside of it. That looks good on that side. Let's flip it over, do the same thing. Nice salt and pepper crust action. Super simple, but skirt steak is fantastic grilled hot and fast. Looks like it's ready for some heat. Let's fire up a grill. So when it comes to skirt steak, you can grill it on anything. All you need is hot coals and a grate to put it on. So I'm firing up my Weber today. Got some royal oak briquettes, couple tumbleweeds. When those get good and hot, I'm gonna spread them out. Bring the kettle up to about 550 degrees, then we'll be ready to sear. All right, now that these coals are good and hot, I'm talking 550 degrees. I can't keep my hand there too long. We're ready to add this skirt steak to the fire. Now, a skirt steak is a really great piece of meat to grill because it does cook fast. You're not gonna be out here long. Just get you some hot coals and sear that meat right on top of them. All right, I've had this first side down for about 2 minutes. Let's take a peek at it, see what we're looking like. Probably go ahead and flip it. We're starting to get some sear, looking good, little crust developing. We'll give it about 2 more minutes on this other side. The whole total cook's probably only gonna be about 6 minutes. I'm not worried about tipping it. It's so thin, you really can't get a good reading on it. You just gotta go by feel when you're grilling a piece of skirt steak. Y'all can see that meat juice coming up to the top. That's what I wanna see. That lets me know it's getting close, y'all. It starts coming to the surface. Let's flip it over. A little more char on that back side. And that's all there is to the grill. I mean, I'm talking fast. We were on there maybe 7.5, 8 minutes. And now you just wanna let it rest before we slice it up. All right, I let that skirt steak rest for about 7 minutes, just sitting here in the pan. I'm gonna save those juices in case I wanna do some sopping. You gotta remember that grain runs across it, so you don't wanna just go to slicing it like this. It's gonna be tough. You gotta break it down a little bit. You can break it down into whatever size strips you want. I'm gonna go about like this, be about perfect. So we're gonna just cut individual little pieces with the grain at first. That way it'll let me come back and slice it. That little thin piece, that's gonna be my piece. I get to test on. Now when I slice it, I wanna go across the grain. Remember, the grain's running this way. So my slices are gonna go like this. And since it's a thin cut of meat anyway, I'm gonna skew my knife a little to get me a little more length out. So we might start back here, and I'm just gonna keep it shallow and cut it into strips. Now look at this. That is beautiful, y'all. I didn't temp it, I was just going by feel. I would say that's about medium rare, how I would wanna eat it. But look at that meat juice run. I gotta stop for a second because I gotta try this. Fresh off the grill, rested just a few minutes, cut thin, cooked perfect. Melts in your mouth. That is delicious. Keep your slices thin, that keeps it tender too, but we're cutting right across that grain at a little angle. I'm gonna slice all this skirt steak up, take it inside, and we're gonna make some skirt steak sliders. Now let's slide this skirt steak. I've got a package of King's Hawaiian Rolls here. We're gonna work with the bottom half first. Put them on a little sheet pan aligned with some butcher pepper. We're gonna build a little cheese foundation. Now I'm gonna take these slices of skirt steak. We're just gonna lay right over that cheese. But you could use any steak you want for this. You're gonna use sirloin strip. Probably stay away from ribeye. It's a little expensive and a little fatty to be doing it, but why not make a ribeye slider, I guess. Now I've got caramelized onions. I just took a big, large sweet onion, threw it in a pan with a little olive oil and butter, then added some balsamic, just a good pinch of brown sugar, and just water as needed as they cook down. It takes about 20 minutes to caramelize a big onion like this, but you wanna cook them down to where they're almost candy. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this jack cheese that we shredded. Not the packaged stuff, I really want it to melt. Packaged stuff's kind of coated with a starch. It doesn't like to melt as good. It's time for some smelting action. Now today, I'm just gonna stick these in the oven. I got it set on 350. If you got a pit going, go ahead and put them on the pit. We're gonna slide them in the oven. All right, it's been just about 15 minutes. I've got that cheese starting to melt. This is when I wanna toast the top bun a little bit. So we're gonna add it right beside. I've got a little bit of melted butter. We're just gonna brush right over it so it'll toast up nice. Let's pop this right back in the oven on super high heat smelting throw it over to broil. After 2 minutes under that broiler, look at that. Now it looks beautiful. Top bun toasted. Cheese starting to brown. We're almost ready to eat. Now I'm gonna add a little sauce to the top. I've got a little horseradish kick going with some Blue Plate creamy cocktail. They say it's for seafood, but it's excellent on beef. I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of that horseradishness right over it. Give that beef a little spicy pop. Flip these top buns over, real careful like. Now it's off the paper. We got it on the cutting board, easy to slice. Just take a big knife, y'all, and go right down. And be careful, because you don't want to tear them up. Now the best part of the day, y'all. We've got these little skirt steak sliders with the caramelized onion, the little horseradish sauce, and the extra cheese. How's it taste? Oh man, that takes it to a whole nother level. It's ready for a party now. It's rich, it's juicy, it's creamy from the cheese. A little toasty crunch. Hey, if y'all like what we're doing with these sliders and all the other stuff, y'all subscribe to the channel. We'll be talking about this recipe on our weekly podcast. Give it a listen. You can find us on all the social channels. We'll see y'all next time.